this is these 2 days, Yom HaZikaron, which is Day of Memory, that's the literal translation, and Yom HaAtzmaut, which is Independence Day. They are linked. You know, we had Yom HaShoah, which was last week. That was the memorial for the Holocaust. But Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaShoah, and Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut, Memorial Day for the Fallen, it is so different to the kind of American, and even now, you know, the British, which is on November the 11th. I presume Canada follows Britain with,
yes,
you know, Armistice Day on November the 11th. I mean, the whole of the Commonwealth does. It's still solemn, but we have this, you know, because we have this countrywide siren, and it's twice on Yom HaZikaron. So it'll be at 8 o'clock tonight. Everything will stop. Cars will stop on the motorways, literally stop driving. Wherever you are, you stop, you get out, you stand by your car for 2 minutes. And then tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, people will gather in all of the cemeteries where military are buried. There's a huge cemetery just next to my house, one of the biggest in Tel Aviv. And you know, the whole area here becomes completely closed off. You can't get in or out. And I think tomorrow I'm going to be up actually in Gush Etzion, which is the high ground that's just south of Jerusalem, which you've visited, I'm sure.
Yes.
And Etzion Junction, there's a place where we're going to be having a memorial for Ari Fuld. And this was, you know, Gush Etzion's very, I tell you, it's a very important place, I think, for Jews, because it's a part of land. Jews had come back there and really built lots of communities and stuff prior to 1948. But in the Independence War of 1948, we just couldn't hold it. It was too remote. We couldn't even hold on to all of Jerusalem. So the remote kibbutzim outside of Jerusalem to the south in the hills, we couldn't reinforce. And eventually they were surrounded and overrun by the Jordanian army with the help of the British, you know, British supplied, British trained, and they slaughtered some and they captured some. And that area got turned into what the Jordanians called the West Bank. And it was liberated in 1967. And now there are, you know, large numbers of people living there. And Ari Fuld, my friend, was one of the people who lived up there. And I'll be going to his memorial there. And it's a very important place for us to be.
Now, I wanted to, you know, it's so good to hear, you know, like you say, you point out, especially us Commonwealth countries, our Remembrance Day celebrations or armistice or whatever the other Commonwealth countries call it, very solemn days. But yours leading up to your Independence Day, I think it's sort of
it's peculiar. It is, and it's like it's not something I ever understood when I didn't live here.
Yeah,
because it's this, you know, I mean, it's winding down now. I can hear that the traffic is lighter now than it normally is at this time of the evening. The restaurants will be shut tonight. Cinemas will be shut tonight. The television will switch into a somber thing. It will replay documentaries about fallen soldiers and people killed in terrorist attacks. It might well be that the program about my friend Kay Wilson, who you know, Sheila, because you've interviewed her, they might be playing the documentary about the attack that took her friend's life and almost claimed hers. They'll show that on TV. They'll show lots of these, and it's running. And then one of the channels just shows the name. So it's just a name, you know, name. And it will show all the names going all the way back to 1948 or even before, actually. I think it sort of goes back to the 20s and so on. So those killed in the Hebron massacre before the establishment of the State of Israel. It links most definitely what we have, which is this Jewish state of Israel, which is a home, which is a refuge, which is somewhere that Jews all over the world, you know, however bad Europe gets, and some of those Jews might not be grateful for it now, but we're here for them. No matter how much they hate us now and want to BDS us and join J Street and do other crazy things, If they show up at the airport and say, we would like refuge, we'll take them. That's what we're here for. And that's linked to the sacrifices of so many who laid down their lives and fought in wars and in acts of terror committed along the way to have what we have. It's very important.
That's an excerpt from my weekly show, The Gun Show. It airs every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Each week, I bring you an informal interview with an interesting newsmaker or citizen activist you might not have heard of, but who is making a big difference in Canadian politics. And we'll talk about issues in a way you'll never see done in the mainstream media. To subscribe, go to therebel.media/shows.